The hidden reasons you are always overthinking. Ever catch yourself replaying a conversation, perfecting it, rewriting it in your head hours later? Or lying awake thinking about the same loop of what ifs, even though you know it's probably irrational? What you're dealing with isn't laziness or lack of willpower or mental weakness. There are hidden reasons your brain gets stuck in overthinking, and most of them are rooted in neurophysiology, evolution, and modern lifestyle mismatches. By the end of this video, you understand exactly what's going on, why it feels automatic, and how to break the loop. Let's uncover what's really going on. The myth overthinking is a choice. First, a painful truth: overthinking is not a decision you make when you're bored or weak. Your brain is wired to think. That's literally its job. But here's the twist: overthinking isn't just thinking too much, it's the wrong part of your brain taking over at the wrong time. There's a reason you can think strategically one moment, and the next moment you're obsessing over that text message you sent 3 days ago. The problem isn't your mind, it's the neural circuitry being hijacked. The amygdala keeps you in the loop. Here's the neuroscience. Your amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for threat detection, sometimes stays on even when there's no real danger. Your brain confuses emotional discomfort with danger. So instead of thinking that was awkward, it goes, this might hurt me, prepare. This triggers the same mental patterns as actual threats, even though nothing life-threatening is happening. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a real tiger and a mental replay thanks to the amygdala's threat prioritization. That's why thoughts loop like stuck neurons. The system thinks it's protecting you. Evolution's raw. The what if engine. Let's get evolutionary because this is wild. Your brain evolved in dangerous environments where anticipating threats saved lives. What if that Russell is a predator? What if I'm not prepared for rain? Overthinking used to be adaptive. Vigilance helped survival, but in the modern world, that same wiring now gets triggered by social interactions, emails, texts, job performance, relationships, perceived judgment. Your brain still thinks it's protecting you even when the threats are psychological. This is why your mind loops, because evolution never gave you an off switch. The stress hormone loop. Here's the next culprit: stress hormones. When you're chronically stressed, even slightly, your body stays in a heightened alert state. Cortisol and adrenaline don't just affect your body, they prime your brain to look for danger. Studies show that elevated cortisol increases repetitive negative thoughts, aka overthinking loops. So guess what? You don't just feel anxious, you think anxious, and once that feedback loop kicks in, your brain can't settle until it thinks it's solved the threat, even if the threat is just a conversation in your head. Why sleep debt makes it worse. Here's a shocker: lack of sleep doesn't just make you tired, it makes your brain ruminate. Sleep debt increases activity in the emotional centers of the brain, especially the amygdala, and weakens the rational executive functions in the prefrontal cortex. Translation: less sleep, less ability to regulate thoughts, more rumination equals more overthinking. So that midnight scrolling session is not harmless, it's fueling the loop. This is why overthinking gets worse at night. Your emotional brain is louder and your rational brain is exhausted. Perfectionism and the fear of being wrong. Let's talk personality. Perfectionism isn't just wanting to do things well. At a neurological level, perfectionists have greater sensitivity to errors, stronger threat responses in feedback situations, higher cortisol reactions to uncertainty. This makes the brain seek closure even if that closure is imaginary. So perfectionists don't overthink because they want to, they overthink because their brain treats uncertainty like a danger signal. This is why they replay mistakes long after others move on. Toxic positivity backfires. Here's a shocker: trying to just think positive actually strengthens the overthinking loop. Why? Because you're telling a brain that's stuck in threat mode to ignore danger signals. That contradiction creates cognitive tension, making the brain think, if I can't solve it, it must be more dangerous. This increases rumination, not decreases it. So the answer isn't Positive thinking. It's accurate thinking, evaluating even uncomfortable thoughts realistically. Solution number one, label the activation. Here's the first tool, and it's backed by research. When you notice overthinking starting, do this name. What's happening? My brain is looping because it thinks there's danger. This engages the prefrontal cortex, the thinking logic part of your brain, which calms the amygdala. Just labeling the experience reduces emotional intensity and breaks the loop. It's simple but powerful. Solution number two, structure worry time. This might sound weird, but it works. Set a daily worry window, 10 to 15 minutes, where you allow yourself to think through concerns on paper. Research shows that scheduled worry time reduces free flow rumination, gives the brain a containment strategy, helps regain control over intrusive thoughts. By confining anxiety thinking to a time slot, you stop it from bleeding into every moment. This isn't suppression, it's management. Solution number three, reset your nervous system. Your body plays a huge role in overthinking. One proven nervous system reset: slow nasal breathing with longer exhales. This activates the vagus nerve and tells your brain, we're safe. This isn't meditation fluff. It changes the nervous system state, which stops the overthinking cycle in its tracks. Closing. So let's recap. Overthinking isn't a flaw, it's a neurobiological pattern that keeps you in threat mode, gets amplified by stress, sleep loss, and perfectionism. It's worsened by thinking positive alone, but because it's rooted in brain circuits, not imagination, you can rewire it. You don't have to be stuck in the loop forever. If this video helped you understand your mind on a deeper level, hit like, subscribe, and comment with the one thought you keep revisiting. We'll talk about it in the next video. Stay curious. You're not broken. You're relearning an ancient system for a modern world.